Hello, I am Remo Yes Man, and today I would like to talk about the Destiny franchise because Destiny is obviously dying, and Destiny as we know it is going to change, but I'm not jumping ship like a lot of our fellow YouTubers we see, because when it comes down to it, a lot of those guys are just fucking parasites. They never gave a fuck about the franchise to begin with, they just gave a fuck about the views. Now, if you don't want to watch the whole video, that's perfectly fine. I would say just skip to the end of the video to where I talk about what I would do if Destiny had a Forge mode. Now, as I speak to a lot of people in the community on social media platforms such as Reddit and Facebook, it seems that a lot of people have come to the conclusion that Destiny 2 was never really that good of a game. And I have a lot of people from the Destiny franchise that say that Destiny actually peaked with the Taken King in Destiny 1. Now, one of the reasons Destiny 2 is faltering is because of the simple fact that apparently Destiny is a very expensive game to develop. Then on top of that, the development staff were all spread too thin as they appear to have been working on several projects that were all funded by Destiny. Now, because Bungie staff was spread so thin, some of those projects had to be canceled because of the massive scope of those projects. So it's fairly obvious that there's not enough staff to focus on the PvP side of Destiny, and we feel that in game as PvP players. Now, I am not a hardcore Destiny player per se. I come back to the game every major expansion, even though oftentimes I don't actually play the expansion, I simply just play PvP. And being on social media the past couple days, I realized what a divide there is between the PvP community and the PvE community. Like, I haven't even bought the final shape yet. Since I've been back, I've literally just been playing Crucible, and I haven't even been going to the tower because going to the tower takes too much time, so I've simply just been going to the helm. And at the moment, I'm not even grinding for power because I've always felt the power grind was stupid, and then on top of that, as a PvP player, when I grind for power, I don't always get to use the weapons I want to use because they're not at the appropriate power level. And I know some people will be like, oh, that sounds like a personal problem. You don't have enough enhancement cores, yada, yada, yada. Hey, you're right about that. And like I said, I'm pretty much a casual player, but if you come in the Crucible, dog, I will fuck you up. Anyway, none of that matters right now. What does matter is the fact that what Destiny needs to help it evolve with other live service games in the future is a Forge mode. And I hate to even call Destiny a live service game, but hey, you got to call a spade a spade. Destiny is a live service game. And if Destiny hopes to be saved in the future, Destiny literally needs a Forge mode or some other way to generate community created content. So for those of you that were unfamiliar with Halo, Forge mode was essentially a tool to generate player-created content in the form of maps and modes. Forge mode was a feature that was implemented in Halo 3, and it added a tremendous amount of replay value and a whole new layer of depth that you didn't even expect to get in a Halo game at the time. So when you look at Halo Forge mode, some of the best maps in the best game mode in the history of Halo have been created using Halo Forge mode. Then on top of that, the same people that created Halo created Destiny, and Destiny has a ton of content that can be used for players to create maps and game modes. In fact, I remember all the way back when Destiny 1 first came out, and one of my first feelings I had when playing through like the second or the third mission in Destiny 1 was, if all of this area is not part of the mission, then why do I have access to it? I remember being on the moon and completing the mission and being baffled at all of the area I had access to that was not part of the mission, it almost seemed like a waste in a way. Warframe does the same thing in a sense, where Warframe drops you onto a map and you have a set objective to complete. And once you complete that objective, you head to extraction. But there's also a ton of map for you to explore that has absolutely nothing to do with the mission. And you can take your time and explore the map if you want to, but you'll likely be wasting your time because there's usually nothing on these maps except basic loot and secrets that you likely already know about. Now, when you look at games like Fortnite and Roblox, these games started off as very simple games, but these games managed to evolve with the times, and they managed to evolve into something much, much bigger. The problem with Destiny is the Destiny franchise has grown complacent and they stopped trying to take risk. The Destiny franchise just seems to have stopped trying to innovate, and it seems like they're just trying to be safe at the moment. Diablo 4 is a damn shame, but Diablo 3 had some of the best build crafting in any game ever. When you found an exotic piece of loot in Diablo 3, it noticeably changed up the way you played the game, and it helped you craft a lot of really fun, really crazy, really broken builds. Whereas Destiny cannot do that. Destiny has to be safe with their exotics because, considering the fact that Destiny is a MMO live service type of game, they can't have any exotic being too powerful for the sake of balancing. Now, balancing is perfectly fine, but sometimes you need something for the players that's more than just Crucible and Gambit. Now, I know there's going to be some players out there that thinks a Forge mode isn't going to save Destiny, but a Forge mode is probably something Destiny 2 should have launched with, and it's not too late. The Destiny franchise is not dead yet, and I do believe that although Destiny 3 has never been in development according to Bungie, someday we will get Destiny 3, and even though it may be smaller in scope, I do believe that if it launches with a system to have player created content, that it will help the game grow massively over time. And I guarantee that once this system gets popular, Bungie will be trying to find a way to monetize it because they can't have anything too popular in game without making some kind of money off of it. So, I know there's going to be some players out there that wonder, what the fuck can players create using Forge tools in Destiny? Well, to be honest, you can create all kinds of shit using tropes taken from the Destiny universe, and then on top of that, you could even take some tropes from the Call of Duty universe. Now, the first game mode that I would fucking create is the Sword Bearer. This mode would essentially be a big ass battle royale with only swords. You know, you pick whatever sword in your loadout you want to choose from legendary to exotic, and you just go in there and have at it and try to be the last man standing. Then on top of this battle royale, I would throw Hive Knight sword bearers in there just to spice things up a bit. Second game mode I would create is I would create an Instagib game mode for Destiny. And if you're not familiar with the Instagib game mode, it's essentially a one-shot kill game mode. If you ever played any arena shooters such as Quake and Unreal, you would be familiar with the Instagib game mode. So basically what I would do in Destiny is I would just equip everybody with a trace rifle and throw everybody into a small map and let everybody have at it. Next, I would steal that Cranked game mode from Call of Duty Ghost. For those who never played Call of Duty Ghost, Cranked was a game mode that essentially put everybody on the timer. It would give everybody a 30-second timer in order to get another kill, Then at that point, once you got another kill, you would get an additional 30 seconds to live. If you did not get a kill within that 30-second duration, you would detonate. And it was a really cool game mode for Call of Duty Ghost, because Call of Duty Ghost was a Call of Duty game that was plagued with campers with thermal scopes. If you know, you know. Next, I don't know the exact name of it, but I would bring back those big team battles from Destiny 1. You remember in Destiny 1, those team battles that put you on a big map, and these team battles included vehicle combat. They had several Cabal vehicles around the map. I used to love this game mode because I used to love hopping in that big tanky slow motherfucker and then shooting people with that big ass tank that shot fireballs with AoE damage. And then on top of that, you could kill people by simply using the boost on that big ass tank. I used to love running Guardians over with that boost because they weren't expecting that to begin with. I'd make another game mode called Bring a Gun to the Knife Fight, where essentially you would have 5 players on a map and everybody would be equipped with their favorite hand cannon from 120s all the way up to 180s. And you would have to go up against a semi-hive raid boss that was wielding a sword. And this isn't to say anything about all the cool, crazy maps that the community could generate if they had the proper tools to do it. And look, the point I'm trying to make is Destiny ain't no Warframe and it ain't no Fortnite, but it is fucking Destiny. And this is one of the best franchises of all time. And the fact that it's been around so long is a testament to the longevity the franchise could have if it's treated right. Look, I honestly believe in my heart of hearts that a Forge mode will literally extend the life of the Destiny franchise, whether that be in Destiny 2 or Destiny 3. And then on top of that, once the maps or the modes from this community created content become extremely popular, I guarantee that Bungie will start automatically including them as standard operating procedure, as at that point the community will be doing the work for Bungie and it will take a load off of Bungie's plate. The only problem I foresee is once Forged mode becomes too popular, Bungie will try to figure out how to make some money off it, especially considering the fact that they're owned by Sony at this point. Anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Sound off in the comments and let me know if you think Destiny could use a Forged mode. Anyway, this is Remo Yes Man signing out. Peace.